Hi guys, in our previous video we have seen that how to render multiple elements inside React JS. So I had told you that this div is not good because it takes a little bit more space and more compiling. So let me show you it in practical. First of all, make sure that your npm is start. You can see that here I have it is started successfully. So first of all, I am going to show you the output of my previous code that we had in our previous video. So let me show you what is the problem with this div. If we move in inspect, and inside inspect we have basically a body and no script div. Basically in this div, this is root div, and if we maximize this div, we have a further div. This further div is just because of our div that we have used to render multiple elements. So how can we get rid of this div? You can say this is an extra div, and it may make an issue while we are pointing some data inside the main div. Or you can say that it also takes some space as it's inside a div. Basically this is outer div, and inside this outer div we have further div, and inside this div, which is an inner div, inside this div we have this data. So how can we get rid of this div? Because this can make an issue while we are making any CSS in the code, and it also takes some space because this is an extra div which is not needed by us. So how can we get rid of this div? So let me move in our code. You can see this was the div and this was the closing tag of div. You have to click here and just control D. You can see that no, these both are selected. I have just pressed control D. Sorry, there was one deleted. No, this is okay. So how can I get rid of this above div? I can write React Fragment, make a capital R EACT dot F. You can see this is also showing us that fragment. Now what happened when we use React Fragment? Control S, and you can see that there is still no problem with our output. And if we inspect it, we move in our root. This is the main root, and inside this main root, which is in div, we have no any inner div. So just because of this inner div we have react.fragment. so you can say that this is basically we have to write a huge for React Fragment. What if there is any error or any spelling mistake? It will show the error. So we can have any other option, that if I remove all this fragment, if I remove this also fragment. No, React also understood that by only these tags and these tags, it means that this is nothing but just the sign of React.fragment. If I just save it, and you can see there is still output. And if we move in inspect, inside our root div there is no any inner div. So we can have for React.fragment only these signs and this closing sign. So this was only about fragment.